Ric Flair is in wrestling again. Ric Flair signed a multi-year deal.
Did they say how many years?
They said multi-year deal.
So that's it. Okay.
With AEW, and it was this is coming after the big gift that Tony Khan gave to Sting, pretty much after he announced that he would be retiring at Full Gear 2024. And Sarah, I laugh at this because I I don't hate it. It's not my lemon, obviously. Do I love it? Hell no, either. But when you think of Ric Flair, you think of wrestling. Like he's got to be in wrestling. And I've heard on podcasts that he's gone on in social media clips, whatever, of him saying that he's wanted the itch to get back. And you just can't take the man out of the game. That's really what it comes down to. Is you can't take the player out of the game, and you just when you've done something for so long like he has, you can't just step away from a cold turkey, which these health problems or whatever probably have forced him to do, not on his own accord. And he wants to go out in his way, and
Mm-hmm.
this would be it. I also think he probably wants to manage his son-in-law, so that's another little tidbit
I
there.
mean, I understand why people think it's stupid because I think it's stupid too, but it's not surprising that he would sign a contract. Obviously, this is just another thing that Tony is doing to try and do like a gotcha at WWE, but it's not hitting just like every other thing that he's done that was a gotcha at WWE. No one cares. And I think this just is another prime example of like what I said earlier, that WWE is not relying on these people anymore. So it's like, is it fine that 74-year-old Ric Flair is signed to AEW? Yeah. Why would Triple H and any of them care? We're not like uh deleting his legacy basically from what he's done in WWE. And he'll always be relevant because of Charlotte. So it's not like, oh, he's become taboo. We're not talking about him anymore. But I think that I think that people would care less about, other than all of his controversies and the stuff that he says and whatever. Like, if putting that aside, I think people have the biggest issue with the fact that he's going to be wrestling and that he'll likely be like Sting's last opponent or something. And I think that's why people are mad, because like nobody wants to see that. Like literally not a single person on the planet wants to see that. So if he signed a multi-year contract as just like an on-screen persona or like a manager, then I think people would have taken this news a little bit better than the like adverse reaction that continues to be happening on social media. Like, I wouldn't have known about this if it weren't for people being like, WTF, like what is Tony thinking? Why did he do this? I think if it was a
Yeah.
managerial role, then it would have been like, all right, whatever. But the fact that we're gonna have to see this man suit up in trunks again,
I don't know
I,
if we are. I don't think we'll actually see him wrestle. He's
I,
gonna take bumps. He's
I,
gonna take bumps. As that's
I
but
really would not be surprised if that was part of his contract. He probably wanted to work that in, and I bet you WWE was like, hell no, we're not doing this. You know what I mean? But I wouldn't be surprised if that's something that he manipulated Tony into doing, but it wouldn't take much manipulation for Tony to do that. But I just wouldn't be surprised if he has like, okay, I need to be at least one more, and that's part of his contract. If he was smart, he would have done that. If he really wants to get back in the ring anyway. Like, get it in writing.
I just I see it being a managerial commentary on like just any on-screen role with the producing, backstage help, influence, whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, to give the younger guys some lessons, guide them, whatnot. Mentor. That's the word I'm looking for.
But see, the reaction from people makes it feel like everybody feels it's more than that. Because if it wasn't more than that, then why do you care that much? Like,
But are they thinking that, or do they know that?
No, I know. So what I'm saying is based
Yeah.
off of people's reactions, they believe that we are going to see him like in the ring, and that's why people are reacting. Because it's like, I understand he's a very polarizing figure, and I'm not particularly a fan of Ric Flair, obviously, for very clear reasons, given his controversies. But I'm kind of surprised if it really is just in a managerial role, why people are having such a strong reaction, because I feel like that is like the best case scenario if this was going to inevitably happen. If you only have to see him watching Andrade like in a match and maybe hear him talk every now and then, okay, I'd rather that than seeing him suit up every week.
Yeah, because I just want to see Ric Flair.
I
That's
saw
really it. Like
that too.
he's such a pop culture figure that you just want to see him. Where I don't want to see him wrestle. Maybe
Yeah,
take a
well,
bump if he took like a drop kick or something. Actually,
I
the
think
drop
you're
kick
in the
might kill him.
minority though. I don't think really many people want to see him at all.
I'm used to being in the minority.